Okay. All right. So it looks like we are live and in business. I'm just gonna wait for just a tad bit to just gonna let everybody know that I am online. Hold on, I'm live. Yeah. So yeah, it's been. I actually just woke up from a nap like 45 minutes ago. So excuse me if I'm sounding a little tired, but yeah. I'm just it is what it is though. Anyway, okay, I think people might start coming in. If it don't, it's not a problem. I'll just do it myself. Sometimes you gotta do it yourself. There you go. Let me just still. There you go. That's pretty cool. 2 minutes from home. Okay. Yeah, someone said they were gonna be joining soon, so that would be pretty cool. Oh man. Oh yeah, there's the Kingdom Hearts poster right there. There's the Kingdom Hearts poster, and I got I can move them up sometime. It's fine. You know what? Just keep it like this. I'm still adjusting the stuff. This is actually kind of the cool thing about live streaming is that you get some time to adjust on the go, so you get to see how things happen. Just you need to move some. My desk, believe it or not, is super messy. I'm sure a lot of you can believe it, that it's super messy. Yeah, all right, I think this should be fine. But anyway, so I guess formally welcome to the live stream. This is Sid here, aka the Nerdy Mark, whatnot. Today we're going to be doing a super review for NXT and 205 Live because I have quite a bit of things that I would like to discuss today. Apart from just those shows, we have a couple of recent releases, recent people asking for their release. We have the Superstar shakeup that happened. And of course, finally, we have the review of NXT and 205 Live. So we have those things happening. And yeah, I mean, we got quite a bit to cover. And, it is what it is. So, I mean, a lot happens during kind of after WrestleMania. WrestleMania kind of leaves a huge, WrestleMania just happens to have quite a bit of an effect on the wrestling landscape now, doesn't it? So, anyway, Christina Washington, hi, how are you doing? That's good to see you here. Thank you for joining. I'm just getting started, so you're right on time, actually. So perfect. So, with that being said, let's dive right in. And by the way, today's edibles of choice are oranges and an energy drink because like I said, I just woke up from a nap and I need to wake up. Oh, that's good. That is really good. And citric acid, whatnot. Anyway, I don't want to get into too much of that, but I have taken a lot of my notes down on my phone. That's kind of, I guess, one cool thing about not being able to stream on my phone, and I can actually use it and kind of keep looking at it and whatnot. So there you go. Excuse to look at my phone during the stream. Anyway, so let's start out with the first piece of news. So we had a couple of people getting released, and both of them actually kind of announced it very close to one another and in very similar fashion. So we had Luke Harper, part of the Wyatt family, part of one half of the Bludgeon Brothers. He showed up on Access. He showed up at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal and whatnot. He has taken to social media and wrote on the little notes app like what I have, and he has basically said that he has asked for his release from the WWE. Alexander Wolf, shortly after, he actually replied exactly similarly. He said, Alexander Wolf, who, as we all know, part of Sanity, and he basically said that he is also being asking for his release from WWE. Yeah, I wasn't surprised either, Christina. I was not too surprised about Luke Harper or Alexander Wolf. Actually, I was just getting to that, but yeah, I'm actually not really surprised with both of these. Luke Harper was medically cleared and was more or less on the bench for 4 months after he was cleared. Like, why? Why? I mean, it was such a boneheaded decision. You could have just had Bray Wyatt show up with Luke Harper, and we could have had the rekindling of the Wyatt family. Maybe Eric Rowan breaking off from Daniel Bryan, and he finally joins the Wyatts once again. Speaking of the Wyatts, I guess I want to add one thing. I love the creepy vignettes that Bray Wyatt is bringing about with, of course, the creepy looking buzzard. WWE. Yeah, I mean. Yeah, WWE doesn't really. I mean, they know talent, but they just don't know how to book them. There is a huge plethora of talent in the WWE itself on the main roster. They just don't know how to book them properly, and it really breaks my heart to see that. So, I mean, I could totally understand Harper and Wolf because you know what? When Sanity was in NXT, they were one of the hottest tag teams there. WWE creative or lack thereof, Christina. So yeah, it's ridiculous. But anyway, yeah. So Alexander Wolf also doesn't really surprise me. Oh my God, it's just a sad story. How Sanity has like just slowly just dissipated. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. We had Alexander Wolf also kind of detailing his exit from the WWE and how he's asked for his release and whatnot. So I can totally understand both of them going in search of greener pastures. I think someone like Rowan, someone like Harper. Personally, where I would like to see them both go. Harper, I think he can kind of just go just about anywhere. Yeah, I mean, they've done. I guess. I mean, some of them have definitely seen some success, but yeah, for the most part, majority of the NXT talent, yeah, they pretty much have ruined everything. And sorry, I have notifications waiting for me, but anyway, someone someone has a thing that says SCU. There's a T-shirt that says SCU and it says Stone Cold University. My buddy John is like, that's not what SCU stands for. Sorry about that, folks. Don't worry, I'm not gonna do that the whole stream. So don't worry, Christina. But anyway, so Alexander Wolf, man, he is a sad story. He had so much to do. He had so much talent. Sanity, one of the hottest tag teams in NXT. They bring them up. The first day they bring them up, they lose to the Usos, and they just keep losing. They just keep losing. I think they won like one match, and that was a tables match against the New Day at TLC, and that match was on the pre-show. So it shows how much Vince McMahon really cared about Sanity, which is apparently not too much, which kind of sucks. So as far as Luke Harper, though, moving back to him, I'd like to definitely see him go. Honestly, he could go anywhere. He could go to New Japan. He could even go to Ring of Honor. He could go to Impact. AEW, I would kind of, he could definitely go there. That is, I think, everybody, everyone, break out the Cody Rhodes gifs or gifs, right? Everybody, it's so weird. Everybody's like, WWE superstar getting released, and then everyone is on Twitter or on social media, are queuing the Cody Rhodes gifs, and whatnot. So it is what it is. Yeah, that sounds about right, Christina. That is the vicious cycle of WWE and the superstars. But yeah, what are you gonna do? But anyway, yeah, I guess we can just wait for 2020 and the XFL and Vince to be more hands-on on that, so that Triple H can come in and hopefully take over Raw and SmackDown a little bit more and have a little more creative control on there. But who knows? Anyway, but as far as Luke Harper, I'd love to see other matches with him. He could, I think PCO versus Luke Harper would be a good match. I think him and uh, Brian Cage could have a Mr. GMSI could have a great match. Shoot, I mean, I would love to see him against the Stone Pitbull Tomohiro Ishii in New Japan or Hiroki Goto. In my opinion, one of the most underrated superstars. Yeah, he will be great. I mean, he came from the independent scene, Christina. So I think he would just be a shoe-in right when he comes back. When he returns, if he returns to the Indies, I mean, he will be welcomed with open arms. So absolutely, I'd love to see that. In Impact, obviously, even him and I think my buddy Tim was mentioning he would like to see him and Sami Callihan. That would be a crazy match. I would love to see that. Hell, Luke Harper versus Bad Luck Fale. That would be a match that I would pay through my nose to watch. I'm always a sucker for big guys fighting each other. So I mean, I would love to see that. So yeah, but thank you. I'm glad you like those. Christina, if there are any matches you want to see, just go ahead and drop it in the chat. And Alexander Wolf, man, I think for him, since he did actually make an appearance in WXW Carrot, which is a German wrestling promotion, and Wolf is German, I think he could just go there and do what he's got to do over there. Or I mean, even if he does go to Impact, he could definitely join Sami Callihan in OVE. I would like to see something like that. That would be pretty cool. So, Luke Harper and Alexander Wolf, I guess thank you both for everything you've done in the WWE. You will be missed, but hopefully we'll see you around in the near future on the indie circuit or whatnot. So, with that being said, let's move on because I spent way too much time on this. So we had the Superstar Shakeup this week, and I'm gonna go through this really quick. I have the list of everybody who got shook up to Raw and everyone who went down to SmackDown. And I'm just going to kind of, just say really my quick thoughts on everybody and just say, oh, okay, this was good. This was bad. This was not good, whatever, right? So I'm going to just go ahead and say, that whether I thought it was a good move or not. That's about it, really. We had Cedric Alexander from 205 Live going full-time over at Raw, and he did have a match this week, and we will get into that. But yeah, Cedric Alexander, I'm okay with him going there. I think he's pretty much done all he can in 205 Live. I think going to the main roster is a good move for him. I mean, the guy came into WWE, and he got signed because of his match in the Cruiserweight Classic against Kota Ibushi. And I guess since they said, well, we really can't get Kota Ibushi, let's just get this next best thing, which is Cedric Alexander. And the man is very talented. I just wish he had a better character. I'm going to keep saying that until they do something for him. For SmackDown, it makes sense for them to pack the show for Fox, but the show still needs work. Yeah, it does. I do feel, a lot of people will say SmackDown is better than Raw, which makes me feel that I feel that Triple H has a hand in SmackDown Live's creative. Ibushi, yeah, Ibushi is fantastic, man. But WWE will not sign Ibushi. They can't. They won't. They can't touch him. It's funny. WWE were trying to get all of the elite. They have been trying to get Kota Ibushi. They've been eyeing a lot of stars from New Japan, and I guess they got their New Japan fix in the form of Kushida. So which is still a great acquisition, by the way. I'm not saying no, but it's just that they have like this fixation with New Japan where they want to get all their talent over here. Pretty soon they're going to be going after Okada and Tanahashi. Who, by the way, those people should just stay in Japan. I don't want them to leave Japan. Let them stay there. You need stars in New Japan. WWE, as much as, despite what Vince McMahon thinks, WWE is not the only wrestling promotion out there. Okay? Anyway, Cedric Alexander, a good move. Eric Young to Raw. Okay, whatever. Lacey Evans, I'm just glad that she finally has some place where she's going to be just be staying there more long term. So because she was bouncing off between Raw and SmackDown, but I think Lacey, since she's on Raw, that's cool. EC3, good move. I just didn't like the way that he was treated. on his, how he was welcomed by Braun Strowman. Um, Naomi is on Raw. I think that's good. This is a good pace, switching of pace for her. The Usos, great move by Triple H. I'm looking forward to see that takeover. Kushida. Oh yes, Kushida versus Johnny Gargano. That is a match I would pay an arm and a leg to watch. Yeah, the Usos on Raw, great move. I really like that. I think that's a good idea. Rey Mysterio to Raw, that's pretty cool. I'm okay with that. Andrade and Zelina Vega, sure, why not? Because I think Andrade, should get experience on both Raw and SmackDown. And then, okay, let's talk about this for a sec. The War Raiders were called up from NXT, except they're no longer called. Only match I want to see: Usos versus Revival. Usos versus Revival. Usos versus Gable and Rude are gone, are no longer a team anymore. We'll get into that, but yeah. Oh, hey Tim. It's Tim Farley, the Vikings. He loves the Viking experience. Yeah. So the War Raiders are rechristened on the main roster as the Viking Experience, and their names are Eric and Ivar. Yeah. Okay, let's just get this out of the way. The name change, as much as I understand why they did it, the name is abhorrent. It is absolutely ridiculous. I just don't like the name at all. Thing is, I think all the jokes have been made. Tim and John basically just tore that a whole new one. I think Tim, you said that it sounded like I think John said it sounded like a Minnesota Vikings training camp or whatever. So that was fun. I think that was a funny one. But personally, I would just, I guess if you want me to make a joke, I will, whether you want me to or not. Let's go. T. Dickard Arnold. Hey Arnold. Sorry. What's going on, Arnold? Good to see you, buddy. We're just talking about the Superstar shakeup. I'm talking about my thoughts on the Viking Experience. So, So the Viking Experience. Yeah, the name sucks. Like, it sucks. It sounds like if God of War was rated E for everyone, that would be the Vikings. You would call it the Viking Experience. Anyway, but I'm still glad. However, their moveset is the same. Their entrance theme is the same. They still do this whole thing. The name is just awful. I think people are just really put off by the name. However, in hindsight, let me just say this. In hindsight, I think the Raiders are still, or the Viking Experience, fine, whatever. They are very much a success story. They came from the Indies. Both Rowan Hansen came from the Indies, or Eric and Ivar, as they're called now. Came to ROH, New Japan, NXT, and finally to the main roster of the WWE. That is a big deal, and I get it. The name is horrible and it's ridiculous, but they're in the big leagues now. Let's just hope. It's not a huge deal, but it's still it is an annoyance. It's just Vince McMahon being petty once again, and it is what it is. It's just what we're gonna have to deal with. Anyway, let's move on. So Ricochet and Aleister Black are officially on Raw, so good move there. The Miz is on Raw. He came out. He was, hold on, let me see. Show, what is the War Machine, I know from New Japan. Yeah, apparently they changed their name to War Raiders because there was like a UFC fighter and his moniker was like War Machine or something, and then he got convicted of he had a felony or something like that, and he got in trouble with the law, so they didn't want anything associated with him and people who break the law. Something like that. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the Miz is a great acquisition. I think it's good because Miz on SmackDown, he's just done everything. Raw does need stars. You're right, Arnold. Miz was great. And of course, finally, we got the phenomenal AJ Styles. That was pretty crazy. I thought that was cool. I think that's a fantastic move. And like Arnold said, Raw does need stars. And AJ Styles is a huge star. I think, like I said, even him, he's pretty much done everything he can on SmackDown Live, and I think the move to Raw, fantastic. I almost want to, so I think that's good. Yeah, Miz. I felt that they got him for the Miz and Mrs. Yeah, possibly. AJ, yes, that is exactly what I'm thinking about, Christina. AJ versus Seth Rollins for the Universal title. That would be an amazing, amazing match. So overall, I think Raw has some good superstars now, in the form of AJ and Miz and, Ricochet and Alistair and Andrade and hell even Raymond, and of course in the Usos, that could be really cool, AJ versus says you do not do until SummerSlam. Yeah, SummerSlam. I don't even mind if I have to wait. Yeah, I was just about to say that. I don't even mind if I have to wait until WrestleMania 36. I will wait because it's a match of that magnitude and it needs to happen on a big stage. And yes, Samoa Joe. Sorry, Christina. Yeah, you're right. Thank you. Yeah, Samoa Joe's on Raw as well. He's the U.S. champ, Samoa Joe, which means Finn Balor's on SmackDown, and we'll talk about that in a sec. Samoa Joe apparently had taken ill, so he couldn't make it, but he will be on Raw. He had like a segment planned and all that good stuff, but he got sick, so what are you gonna do? Anyway, so moving on to SmackDown, we did have Heavy Machinery, Otis and Tucker, Otis Dojovic and Tucker Knight previously. They are officially on SmackDown, so that's a pretty cool move. I like that. Mickie James, okay, cool. Mickie James is cool. Apollo Crews, okay, fine. I guess I love Apollo Crews. They just don't use him properly. I would love to see him and Finn Balor in a match because that would be, I don't know, amazing. The Bar have not moved yet. I was hoping they would break up Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus is just injured. Yeah. But you know what? They could use this. They could capitalize on this and let Cesaro get a singles run. And then Sheamus comes back and beats the crap out of Cesaro because, hey, how come you're successful without me? And, SD needs tag teams too. But, I mean, still. Yeah, that's what I mean. You have Heavy Machinery now, so that's good. But anyway, Apollo is a good. Chad Gable is good. So it looks like they broke up Roode and Gable. Hopefully we get a good singles run out of Chad Gable down the line. Liv Morgan is on SmackDown, so it looks like the Riot Squad is broken up, which is fine because I think Sarah Logan can join the Viking experience. He does need a singles run. You're right. And I think my buddy Tim would really agree with me. So, yeah, I mean, the Cesaro and a singles run, I need to see it. Make it happen. Liv Morgan, like I said, so Riot Squad is broken up, which is fine. Ruby Riott should absolutely get a singles run. Sarah Logan should actually join the Viking experience. Okay. Anyway, yeah, shoot me. Liv isn't. I don't know. Liv is in a bad spot. I actually like Liv Morgan in NXT. I didn't see too much of her, but I kind of liked her. Women's roster in SmackDown is pretty stacked. You're right. I liked her in NXT. I'd like to see what she does in a singles run. Who knows? So we had that. Buddy Murphy from 205 Live is on SmackDown now, which is a great move. I think, honestly, he should definitely go past the shackles of 205 Live. I mean, he had some fantastic matches with all of those guys. However, I would love to see him now. I need to see Buddy Murphy versus Finn Balor. So let's just talk about that. Finn Balor, the Intercontinental Champion, is now on SmackDown, which is great news. I love it. So, Buddy Murphy, awesome move. I love it. Lars Sullivan, which is cool. So now both Raw and SmackDown have a monster, same kind of style as Kenny Omega. I love the running knees, but I just call them V-triggers. I just call him a V-trigger. He had a match too this week, so I'll talk about that. But Buddy Murphy, that's a great. Lars Sullivan, so now we have two monsters we have a monster on each brand. And I really hope one day we see the meeting of the giants. I want to really see Lars Sullivan versus versus Braun Strowman. That really needs to happen. But Lars Sullivan. So yeah, Kairi Sane is on SmackDown. She wrestled her final match this week on NXT, which was good. Which was a good match. I'll talk about it. Ember Moon, great stuff. Now she can have a match with Asuka because I don't know, it was fantastic in NXT. So yeah, Lars doesn't deserve the hate he gets. Yeah, I like Lars, man. I like Lars. He's good. And Kyrie, of course. Ember Moon's great. Bailey, okay. I mean, I'm honestly neither here nor there about Bailey. Elias is now on SmackDown. That's a very good change of pace for him, I think. Of course, the Intercontinental Champion Finn Balor is on SmackDown now, which should be good. So now there's a lot of matches that he himself can have. And yeah, Bailey does need a fresh start, so I guess this could work. And finally, Roman Reigns. Now, I am actually happy that Roman Reigns, huge. Is that like a certain someone? Arnold, huge. Anyway, Roman Reigns. I'm actually happy with Roman Reigns moving to SmackDown Live because I think we've seen a lot of him. He's been on Raw like all this time, and like holy crap, I think he needed a change of pace as well. A lot of people, I think one of the main reasons that people find him boring also, I think he's been having pretty much the same matches every single week. He has, every week it's Finn Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Yeah, is over. Yeah. I'll talk about that. But Reigns versus Braun Strowman. We've seen Reigns versus Bobby Lashley. Reigns versus Baron Corbin. Reigns versus everybody. We've seen Roman just in every single match. So, and I think part of that is also contributing to the boringness for his character. Yeah, possibly. I hope they keep it on Kofi for a little bit. But I mean, we'll see. He just came to SmackDown. Hopefully they won't put the title on just yet. And I feel from what I'm seeing, like I said, I do feel like Triple H is having a bit of a say on SmackDown Live just because of the way it's been booked from what I've seen. So I don't think he'll let Roman get the title just yet. So even though I don't think Kofi may not be the first, I don't think Roman is going to be Kofi's first opponent. I'm thinking it'll be Kevin Owens, which would be fine. I'd love to see that. But Roman Reigns, I think, is a good acquisition. I actually think it's pretty good. I think they can do a lot with Roman Reigns. I can see, honestly, this is kind of weird, but I kind of want to see him and Buddy Murphy in a match. I don't know. I know what's wrong with you. How could you say that? I know, but I think I kind of like to see that. I think that would be the less we see. I don't know. I'm okay with Elias. I'm okay with him. Hell, he dropped an album on my birthday, and it was actually pretty good. So, yeah, but Elias, I do think Roman and Elias are going to be, I do think Roman and Elias is going to be the first feud. I think they're the ones that are going to feud first. So, I'm fine with that. That's okay. Roman versus Elias. Let Roman stay on the mid card for a little bit. Please don't completely catapult him to Kofi Kingston yet. If he must get the WWE title, I would rather him not take it off of Kofi Kingston. I'd rather him take it off of somebody else. That's just all I'm saying. So, preferred no title, no WWE title run for Roman Reigns, but it is Roman Reigns, and that's what they're going to do. Anyway, so as far as SmackDown, also I think, Fox changes Fox. Yeah, I actually hope NXT becomes a third brand and becomes part of the main roster and gets an extra hour. Just take that extra hour from Raw and put it onto NXT. That's what really needs to happen. Anyway, but as far as SmackDown, I think also some great acquisitions from Raw and SmackDown. I think it goes to FS1. Kofi be champion at least to Money in the Bank. Yeah, Money in the Bank were Extreme Rules. Yeah, I agree with that. But Money in the Bank, I don't know if I want to see Money in the Bank happen. But Money in the Bank, that's the only thing. But anyway, so But yeah, I think both Raw and SmackDown have some good talent on both their brands. The roster is looking a little bit more stacked now on both sides. So let's see where they go from here. But for now, let's move on to NXT and 205 Live. So we began NXT this week. I'm just going to read off my phone. The first match we had was the North American champion, the Velveteen Dream, versus Buddy Murphy. Raw was horrendous. Yeah, if you're talking about the superstar shakeup, Arnold, yeah, I agree. It was a lot worse. And I think they got much better acquisitions this year. So that was good. But we had Velveteen Dream versus Buddy Murphy at on NXT this week, and this was fantastic. And yeah, and it was a fantastic match. We had a few. Just talking about a couple of spots. We had the match starting off a little bit with we had a little bit of rest hold city, kind of both people taking each other to rest hold city. I kind of call it that as a parody of suplex city for those who don't understand. Murphy did hit a V trigger early on, and then hit a huge Meteora too off the top rope, which looked amazing. Dream basically copied off of Tama Tonga and hit the little baseball slide dropkick combo that he hits, albeit a little slower. Dream hit a huge code breaker, which looked fantastic. They're not calling it code breaker anymore because the relations between Jericho and WWE are a bit rocky and are a bit on the rocks, and especially after the whole AEW thing. So, anyway, but yeah, code break. I actually wrote code breaker, and like Japanese people say it, but yeah, he hits a code breaker, which is cool. Murphy kicked out of a Dream Valley driver early on. Then Buddy did hit a huge V trigger off the apron, and it looked painful. And Dream hit a Famouser on the apron, and finally won with the Purple Rainmaker. So Velveteen Dream is still your North American champion. This was a great match. Absolutely fantastic match. Arnold and Christina, I'm glad both of you watched it, but if anyone else did not watch this match, I suggest you check it out. I suggest you absolutely watch this one. This was good stuff by both men. So absolutely very good stuff here. Then up next, we did have Johnny Gargano addressing the crowd for the first time since his win over Adam Cole, baby. And, he's cutting a promo. Adam Cole interrupts, and he's super pissed and saying that he is the uncrowned NXT champion. Gargano kind of goads Era and Cole into the ring. Excuse me. And the thing is, like, when they come out, when Adam Cole comes out, he only comes out with Fish and Riley or Red Dragon. And, there's no Roderick Strong to be seen. But, as they come towards the ring, we do have Roderick Strong coming out from the back and attacking Johnny Gargano. And, they kind of leave him on the floor and all bruised and whatever. And later on, it is finalized by General Manager William Regal that Roderick Strong will face off against Johnny Gargano next week. That is going to be an amazing, amazing match. I think they may be tasing. They could be teasing an Era breakup. I think more specifically a Roderick Strong kind of leaving. I'm thinking more specifically a Roderick Strong face turn, or just Strong just leaving the Undisputed Era, which is fine with me in my opinion. I think Era being 3 strong is pretty cool. Pete Dunne is more likely to get called. I think he's gonna stick around in NXT for a while. Apparently he's facing off against Walter in a live event on Friday. I'm pretty sure he's gonna lose that. So I think that Pete Dunne has done all he can, just bringing the UK title onto NXT UK and putting that show on the map. Which, by the way, I need to watch more frequently, on a more consistent basis. I do agree. I'm guilty as charged. Sorry about that. But Era. I think Pete Dunne is going to be good. I think Pete Dunne should stay in NXT for a little bit. Just let him be there for some time. I would be okay with that. I still need to see Pete Dunne versus Gargano. That's another match that I need to watch. I need to see Pete Dunne versus Dream. Matt Riddle actually beat Adam Cole at least. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to see that. So anyway, yeah. Up next, we did. So yeah, next week, like I said, we're getting Strong versus Gargano. That's gonna be a good match. Then we had Dominic Dijakovic versus Aaron Fry. So that's up next. So Cole can be number one contender. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. But let's not post too many spoilers of NXT tapings, Arnold. If you don't mind, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm just saying, like, let's keep the spoilers off of it. Unless this was like a live event. So if this was a live event, I'm fine. But let's just stay away from the spoil. If you can avoid posting spoilers, I would appreciate it. All right, yeah, no problem. Yeah. So yeah, just I mean, because I purposefully do not look at the results of the NXT tapings. I know that it's pre-recorded. I purposely don't do it because I want to see it for myself. So I don't do that. And also, there may be people watching that don't do the same thing. But anyway, thank you, Arnold, for understanding. Let's move on. We did have Dominic Dijakovic. I can't say his name, man. Double D. That sounds really bad. Okay, Dom Dijakovic versus Aaron Fry. Apparently, Keith Lee is reportedly injured, which kind of sucks because I love Keith Lee, my fellow Texas boy. Donovan, I know his original name is Donovan Dijak, but I don't know why the hell they changed it to something even more complicated. But I do like Dijakovic's new gear. It looks really cool. And then anyway, and he just hits a kick on Fry and wins. So it was pretty much a squash match. Yeah, exactly. But why would you? I mean, hell, he came when he first was on NXT. He was just Chris Dijak. He was just Chris Dijak, and that's his real name. They could have just kept that. I don't get it. Anyway, so Dijakovic cuts the promo, and basically he says he's coming after the North American title. That would be a match that I would really like to see. I want to see Dominic Dijakovic versus Velveteen Dream. That's actually an interesting match. I don't mind seeing that, though I do hope Dream retains on that too, because I don't think Dijakovic, he just kind of came in. I'm glad they're building him up, but I would have Dijakovic just kind of, not take the title off, not be the one to take the title off of Dream. Personally, I'd like Keith Lee to take it off of Dream. That's just me, but we'll see. So I'm interested to see. I'm excited for the prospect of this match. I don't see Dream losing until he faces Shane the Swerve. Yeah, maybe Shane Strickland. That could be a good match. Or even Kushida. I'd be okay with Dream versus Kushida and Kushida winning the North American title. That would be cool too. So yeah, but anyway, but this should be still a really good match. Finally, we did have the main event, the NXT Women's Title match: Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. If Kairi Sane loses this match, she is no longer allowed any more opportunities. Good match, a lot of fast-paced action in the beginning. No love lost between Shayna and Kairi, obviously, because of their long story rivalry. Yeah, Kairi sent off. That was very sad. Xia Li, if you watch the WWE PC YouTube channel, you saw that Xia Li was crying like a little girl, and it was so sad. Anyway, so Shayna did go for the Kirifuda clutch early on. Sane then hit the interceptor. Yeah, Arnold, I agree. Storytelling in the match and the post-match angle was fantastic. Yes, I took the words right out of my mouth, Arnold. That's exactly what I say. Sane hit an interceptor and an amazing, sets up Io versus Shayna. I'll get to that. Sets an amazing dragon screw by Sane. Sane gets an anchor submission onto Shayna. I don't think I've seen this one before, so that was really cool. I like this submission. Kairi's arm, her right shoulder and her arm is all kind of taped up in this match, and Shayna does go for it. Kairi even has a doctor and Io Shirai check in on her, but Shayna pulls in saying for Shirai did get involved and caused the DQ victory for Shayna Baszler. Afterwards, we had Io attacked by Shafir and Duke, and they kind of like make her watch Shayna like stomp on Kairi's hand. That was crazy. I mean, oh my god, that was hard to watch for me. I was like, oh my god, it was basically like an action movie. Watching like the bad guys, make the hero watch the villain kill his best friend, or that's kind of what it felt like for me. So hopefully this means that Shirai is up next for the NXT Women's title, and I hope she takes it off of Baszler. She needs to take it off of her because Shirai is worth it, damn it. And yeah, NXT did end with Shirai yelling angry Japanese words at Shayna Baszler. Now, I really want to learn Japanese, but this is one of those times where I think I'm glad that I don't know Japanese because I'm sure the words that came out of her mouth were not appropriate. Probably were, but still, it is what it is. But yeah, that was cool. Let's move on. I love Shayna, but no, Shayna needs to move up as soon as possible. I love Shayna Baszler, but I don't really want to see her with the title anymore. Let her go off to Raw. Let her go to SmackDown. Let her do something. I know that, unfortunately, I know Ronda Rousey. I think they're kind of sticking her, having her stick around. Next takeover San Jose, Io versus Shayna, then Shayna's. Yeah, that would be a good idea. That would be a great idea, Christina. I want to see that. Yeah, I would. Her and Becky would be good. Her and Charlotte. Shayna versus Lacey Evans. I would like to see that. I'd like to see Shayna versus Shayna versus anybody. To be honest with you. Oh, Shayna versus Ember Moon once again. Ember Moon beats Shayna. All comes full circle. There you go. Boom. Yeah, Shayna versus Ember. Thank you, Christina. Well, Arnold, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt because, I know they had just had her walk back and forth for a while, but Lacey, yeah, they're at least they're fixing it. You're right, but Lacey, we'll see what they do with her down the line. Yeah, but great way to end on NXT. Excited for the prospect of Io versus Shayna. That's going to be a good match. But let's move on to 205 Live, shall we? 205 Live, we did have Drake Maverick on commentary, which was great. And it started with a huge fatal four-way with cruiserweight title implications. So that was pretty cool. We had Grand Metalik versus Arya Daivari versus Mike Kanellis versus Akira Tozawa. And this was a good match. In the beginning, Daivari did roll out of the ring and kind of just chilled out there for just a bit. Metalik and Tozawa do throw Kanellis out of the ring. Tozawa and Metalik have a great, albeit short sequence, which was actually cut short by Daivari, who slid back in the ring. Tozawa did get Metalik in an octopus hold, and Kanellis and Daivari both super kick Metalik and Tozawa, which looked really cool. They do team up for a little bit, but and Kanellis and Daivari do, but it does break up accidentally after Kanellis does accidentally super kick Daivari, and then some awesome top rope moves by Tozawa, Metalik, and finally Daivari. This is great stuff, Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the Cedric versus Oni match. I'll get into that, Arnold. I'll get into that. Just bear with me. Yeah, we had a chop fest between Tozawa and Kanellis, and I wrote here somewhere Walter is laughing because I'm sorry, those chops. Yeah, after watching a couple of Walter matches and NXT Takeover New York, these chops just don't feel like anything. I would have just loved Walter to just slide it out of nowhere and chop the crap out of both of them. That would have been funny. But anyway, see, that's the thing. I don't want Walter to be funny. I want him to be serious. Anyway, yeah. Kanellis did hit a crossroads on Tozawa. I'm just going to call it a crossroads because that's what it looks like. Metalik tried to break up the pin, but Kanellis did move, and Metalik accidentally landed on top of Tozawa. Then Kanellis threw out Metalik. Daivari came in, threw out Kanellis, and capitalized on an injured Tozawa and won the match. So Arya Daivari has some momentum on his side. And I actually think Arya Daivari is a decent athlete. I do like him. I'm glad they're kind of building him up a little bit. He's been out for months last year and with injury. And then, of course, he did that whole thing with Hideo Itami. And now he's kind of just doing him, which is great, which I'm totally fine with. And then we finally move on to the match Arnold that you were talking about. Cedric Alexander versus Oney Lorcan. Cedric's send-off match. Though he's not really going anywhere, he's just, instead of Tuesdays, he's going to show up on Mondays. So it's not really a send-off. It's just, I'm just moving to. You're going to see me a day earlier. So anyway, Oney Lorcan shaved, which I'm not used to seeing him clean shaven. I'm always used to seeing him with some sort of facial hair. That's just me. Match kind of did start off a little bit with rest hold city once again. Both men employing some rest holds on each other. Lorcan chops the hell out of Cedric. Now, Lorcan's chops look good. Though those actually look pretty good. I like those. But Cedric did take over and speed up the match. I don't know why there were CM Punk chants. CM Punk has left. Yeah, Lorcan's chops are great. I don't know why there are CM Punk chants. He's not been employed with the company for 5 years now, and he's not coming back anytime soon, no matter how much you chant his name, because CM Punk is done with wrestling, and he's done with all of us. Okay? And I think that kind of just made everybody leave, and I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Anyway, I'm just going to finish this up. But yeah, so good single leg drop kick by Cedric. That was fantastic. Lorcan did block a neuralizer with a European uppercut. That was really, really cool. Then we had a powerbomb, and then Lorcan hit a powerbomb pin attempt, which Alexander kicked out of, and Lorcan immediately converted that into a single leg Boston Crab. Good innovative stuff by Mr. Lorcan. Oney is cool. Yeah, he is cool. I like Oney. I think moving to 205 Live has definitely done a lot of wonders for him, because I think when he was with Danny Burch, he basically just paid for the most part. He would always play the babyface in peril. And, it is what it is, but still, I wanted to see a little bit more from Oney. And I think they're really giving some more creative freedom to Oney Lorcan here, and kind of letting him do what he's got to do. But anyway, so yeah, where were we? Oh yeah, Lorcan. Who's the man next up now that Cedric and Buddy are gone? Tony Nese is the Cruiserweight champion. Of course, we have people like, I would even go as far to say someone like Drew Gulak, or even Humberto Carrillo. You have, of course, Tozawa and Brian Kendrick, who are more or less veterans, so they're fine. I don't know, man. To be honest, Oney, I think they're really building up Oney Lorcan. So, we'll see. I think this kind of was a bit of a passing the torch anyway for Oney Lorcan. So, we'll see. Yeah, Lorcan hit another uppercut, blocking another top rope maneuver. The dude with his uppercuts is just fantastic. He's just he is basically just a guided missile when it comes to those uppercuts. I love it. And he hit in half and half on the apron to Alexander. Then Lorcan hit a clothesline and another half and half to pin Alexander and win the match. Afterwards, we have thank you Cedric chants. Oney and Cedric do shake hands, and Cedric does walk right off into the sunset as well. Yeah, he does remind me of Cesaro, Christina. I have to agree. He does remind me of Cesaro, especially now that he shaved his beard he looks a lot like Cesaro, and he wrestles like Cesaro. Oni, I thought, yeah, I mean, they kind of brought him in as a heel, but, one handshake with Cedric Alexander, he's a face. I'm okay with it either way because Oni Lorcan is a good talent, and if used properly, he can do wonders for whatever brand he's on. So I'm excited to see where they take Oni Lorcan from here. I'm excited for Cedric Alexander to finally make that jump over to Raw, over to the main roster. So that's good on him. But thank you, Cedric, I guess. I've always had the criticism with Cedric Alexander that he needs a better character, and we'll see. I mean, maybe I don't know if he'll get a heel turn. I don't know what kind of character he's going to have on Raw. I just hope it's good. That's all we can do is hope. So anyway, but overall, NXT and 205 Live, great shows. I loved both of them. I cannot decide between both. As far as my favorite matches of the week, I'm going to go ahead and say, excuse me, oh my God. Matches of the week for me, Cedric versus Andrade. Yeah, Cedric versus Andrade. Cedric versus Balor. Cedric versus Murphy again on a bigger stage. And not on the pre-show. Cedric versus Cedric versus Kofi would be good too. Cedric versus anybody, honest to God, to be frank with you. Like I said, Cedric versus, I don't know. And Cedric versus Apollo Crews. That's another match. That would be great. Apollo Crews is sorely underrated. He is extremely underrated. And they need to use him properly. Even if he is relegated to the mid-card, they need to use that man properly. So anyway, but overall, my favorite matches on both shows. On NXT, I'm going to go ahead and give it to I was originally going to give it to Dream versus Murphy, which is a fantastic match. But the more I talked about it, the more I really liked Shayna versus Kyrie. That was good. Yeah, and Chad Gable. I'm sorry. Yes, Christina, Chad Gable. You're right. I liked Shayna versus Kyrie. Good send-off. Thank you, Kyrie. Right? And, hopefully she does some good things along with Asuka. And, hopefully they do win the tag team titles off of the Iconics. So that would be cool. As far as 205 Live, of course, Cedric versus Lorcan. It's just a week of send-offs this week. Everybody's, moving up to the main roster. And, it's kind of a emotional week for us NXT and 205 Live fans because, all of our favorite stars that we loved on this brand are moving to another one. And we won't see them again every week. So that kind of is a little bit sad. However, I'm also very happy for the prospect of all these new matches. So we'll see. I'm just excited to see all these matches that we just talked about. Sorry. But anyway, so I loved NXT 205 Live. Great stuff here. Let me know what you guys thought about all that stuff. Either on the chat right now or in the comments whenever you watch the stream. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. Tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. I will not be doing a video this weekend as I am going out of town. So I will be back next week, and we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming, I guess. So anyway, with that, thank you all for watching this live stream. I'm about to jump off. Thank you, Christina and Arnold, for joining me this time. But yeah, it was great. I'll hopefully we'll do this again some other time. But until then, y'all take care. And yeah, see you guys. Bye-bye. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. So it should be interesting for Raw and SmackDown coming up. We will see. Yeah, see you. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.